Okay, right now let's look on a special after-grown node, and this is almost like a meta node, and the reason is why, because it won't just create one branch. So let's go ahead, add to our root, and you notice as it created this node, right here we have our plant created for us with already leaves, branches, everything, and it's connecting itself to the edge as well, edge. So let's go to expand our growth, and you can see iterations. It's connecting to our edge. If we're going in a root, we'll go and set up. Right here you can see we have our edge, and with a maximum minimum edge we can apply. So for example, if I go all the way to maybe 2, you can see we have a teeny tiny plant, and as we progress more, plants start growing and adding more and more branches, leaves, and you can see now we sometimes start kind of spending time to render because we're creating more and more branches. And we can actually switch this. We can go to 200 years or whatever you want. It will become very big and take some time to actually create it. Or you can preset what maximum you want. So in this case, if we go 30, this is set our maximum, and it will be about this size of the plant. Let's look closer inside the growth node. Overall, or the root basic rest will be similar what we have on other areas. And in the growth, we also have all this, it's how I say, it's like meta node almost. We have our growth area, we have our cuts, branches that is currently going around. We also have our leaves with present, and we have a transformation. So let's a little bit closer what we have. Okay, and our internode link, it's parameters that define the elementary link of the growth. So we can actually increase slightly, and you can see how does it increase our growth. So we can go actually lower or set. So this is define parameters of the elementary link of growth. So our path radius, it is parameters that define elementary diameter of the branches. So let's pop up that up, for example, and you can see how our branches become thicker in those areas. Okay, same angle with the parent. It's how far we want to go, and you can see right there very beautifully kind of spread out. However, because our other parameters set, taperings go up, they will go up slightly. Okay, next we have it axis with the axis, so we're saying we can adjust it. And you can see with these parameters, we can define angle between the buds ones and the branches and around the parent branch. So it is kind of a little bit more tweaking, but it is great, very interesting, this effect, maybe like some wild bush or other things. Our angular noise, they will add noise as the branch is growing around. So if you want more in some randomness, we can add this way, you can see, or more uniform. So we can go even more, and as you can see, it's add right here, kind of clumping in some areas there. We also have at the growth speed, that parameters control the maximum length of the branches produced at each grow iteration. So for example, if we're going inside and it says I want to grow 10 years, but we increase growth speed, you'll see that they will grow much faster. So for example, if I create sunflower plant, which can grow quite a bit fast in 1 year, I probably want to increase the specific for this growth. If I have a plant, oak or something that have a slow growth rate, I probably want to take this growth speed and make more realistic, decreasing how fast it can grow for each iteration. Okay, our apical, it is parameters that control tendency of the plant to grow more on the main branch than on later one. So again, we, for example, can decrease, and you can see they will grow on sides. Okay, let me increase a little bit of the growth speed, so we have a little bit bigger plant. Okay, and for example, if we go all the way to the main, you can see they will grow more from the main branch in this case. With the time, we also have some dead branches that have destruction happen on this, and a decay, it's help us to control this. So with this we can actually increase, and you can see right there destruction of the dead branches. It's all what we can control with the decay. Okay, as a plant growing, it's produce a lot of leaves as example. And let's go this age, oops, root. Let's go increase our little bit down right here. Okay, and one just maybe but radius. So we'll just bring a little bit more clump on the top. Okay, the one thing, and let's add a decay so we have a little bit more dead branches. We can preview this and just spread out. Okay, so right here we have a nice crown. The one thing you notice, our plant with the leaves, they're creating shadows. And as we simulating natural plant, the leaves will cover each other, and sometimes in shadow you don't have leaves growing properly. So this is what this section shadowing is work on. The string, this is parameter, and it's just simple linear influence on a quantity of shadows generated by leaves. So if we create more, you can see right here we have more and more shadows creating, more leaves actually generating, so shadows can create it. This shadow size, it is a link used to evaluate leaves shadow size. Of course, we can go a little bit lower, and you can see we're decreasing. So this is kind of parameters, one linear how many have it, and another one calculating the size. The light influence, it is actually define sensitivity of the buds to the light. So for example, if they're not very sensitive, so let's go decreasing, we can see how they're going, and let's increasing spread on them so they're a little bit more sensitive. Again, this is a very interesting parameters that allowed you to create, simulate more accurate growth of the plants that you're going after. Again, treat this as a meta node. So this is, you can still doing all of this if you want with separate branches, except with aftergrow it's make much easier and faster to create your plant if you need it. Okay, and shedding threshold, it is controlled death of the branches due to missing resources. So for example, no lights, no shadows, so we can actually go and pop up all the way, and you can see right here the branch start dying because less light going, or we can go all the way to the zero, null, and now the branch can survive and they can go on the bottom. So you maybe don't want this, but probably properly adjustments will create a good areas where right area where less resources, less lights and other coming, and you'll start having the dead branches, a little bit too much leaves on the bottom. So let's right here create it. Also you have the filters on the side, and this is a filters that will help adjustments by the age, grow age related to this, or going with the height of the parent. So it's again with these filters you can manipulate on what side, on what height of your plant, how it will react with the age, or how it will work with relatively to the height by modifying those filters. We will work a little bit more with them when we start working on a project and adjusting some of the height. But overall, if you're interested, you always can go ahead and just open, take some nodes and adjustment and see how this will affect some of these properties. This less on that one, but if we go to grow speed, and for example, a decrease, you can see right here, we affecting some areas like top ones a little bit more than bottom. Bottom almost does not change. Again, it's based on age and how it will influence these parameters.